Hi there, and welcome to the Peters Podcast, where today we are going to talk about politics. Thank you for joining me on an episode of Everything and Nothing all at the same time. So, today, I don't know why I do that. I never do that. So, today I decided to do politics. And I set nothing up right now, but politics is kind of a controversial topic, but again, don't really care. So I'm going to be as unbiased and biased as much as I can. So politics in the grand scheme of things is our governing body. So the governing body essentially is the people who are basically in charge of what goes on, and sometimes we give them too much power and sometimes we give them not enough power, and overall it can either be a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on where you live. So I'll read out this and then we can go from there. And politics, from Greek, is a set of activities associated with making decisions in groups or forms of power relations among individuals, such as distribution of resources and status. The branch of social science, the studies of politics and governments, is referred to political science. So, I really sometimes don't want to do these. Okay, so realistically, there's wings. Let's just go with, and I should have done this before, but I didn't. So, why did I misspell that? Okay, so there are two wings, and to pinpoint politics, it all comes from multiple different resources. There was monarchy, and then there was, before that, there was just more monarchy, really bad monarchy, and then became really good monarchy. But, yeah. There's also more stuff. So, essentially what it comes down to is when you look at the extremes, say, I'm going to read from left to right. So from the left side, there's stuff like anarchism, communism, in other words, dictatorship, and it all kind of formulates into what I call a morality system. Because sometimes the left-wing government can be really, really good in terms of just being. So sometimes it can be really, really good in terms of like morality and it's really it. It's just really moral. So left-wing politics describes the range of political ideologies that support and seek and to achieve social equality, egalitarianism, and often in opposition to social hierarchy. In other words, there aren't any they're not like I know this. I'm just coming up with a blank. It's been a long day for me. Everybody's the same. They want to distribute the wealth equally, even though Not everybody is the same. Sometimes people are different, and that's okay. Economics, a lot of left-wing government nowadays really want to make the economic, and this goes along with the environment as well. They want to make things like green, and they want to make things economically possible for everybody, and they are very much against capitalism, and instead they're more nationalist. So they want to so a lot of them have wanted to just have a one big circle and just be like, yes, let everybody's equal, all of us. And there's been a lot of governments that have been just like, we're not equal. Go away. And ironically, some of those countries are very left wing, so that's religious senses. They're. I do want to touch upon religion in another episode, but essentially what the left-wing government with religion is a lot of atheism and a lot of nihilism. And I don't agree with nihilism because a lot of it is just everything is terrible, nobody is important. But to be very frank, if you don't find importance in your life, and you don't find happiness with what you do in life, that's a problem, and you should probably find the importance in your life. This is a very big self-help talk. And again, this is me going over the structure of what I'm seeing via Wikipedia and other resources. So, and it says here, in politics, the term left derives from the French Revolution as the political groups to the royal veto privilege generally sat to the left, preceding members chair of parliament. I would highly go see the French Revolution by oversimplified. He simplifies it, but at the same time touches base on it very, very accurately. It is very much an accurate thing where it was pretty much to overthrow monarchy. They had two political stances, and one was for monarchy and the other one was against it. So essentially that is why we have left versus right. But the left decided to, instead of having monarchy, we ended up with an emperor, which is, I see no difference in it. I really don't. Because essentially what an emperor ends up being is just a dictator. So, the way I see it is having that much power just ends up being to dictatorship. We are supposed to have the power and then spread it out. Make sure to make decisions based on for the people, not for whatever's good for that person, which is why I don't 100% agree with nationalism. Nationalism, in mid-19th century, nationalism, socialism, democracy, and anti-clericalism. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I've noticed that I don't, when I don't know how to pronounce a word, you guys don't seem to care. And I thank you for that, because yes, by all means, if I can't pronounce a word, it does seem really shitty, and it seems like you guys aren't getting the right message across. But honestly, it really comes down to just really comes down to it's not that I'm bad at this. It's just I don't know. I get a bunch of information to share, and I want to share it. So sometimes I don't know words. English language sucks. Okay, I'm from Canada. What do you expect? We speak two languages, and I can barely speak the other one, even though I want to learn it. Because I'm actually European. I'm a European Canadian. I was born in Canada, but my family's from Europe. So, I think I've touched base on that anyways. So nationalism is wanting everybody to be one nation. Socialism, we actually have socialized medicine. Essentially what that is with socialized medicine is just putting your money into one big pool, and then it gets spread out into everywhere in the healthcare system. The only problem with that is that you're still with socialized medicine, you're still having to pay for medicine. I'm understanding the moral reason behind wanting to have socialized medicine. However, if we're going to have that pool of, hey, we're paying taxes in order for it to go into our healthcare system, then we shouldn't have to pay any more for our medical treatment. So when someone who has diabetes goes and tries to get insulin that they need to survive, whether or not they're type 1 or type 2, they should still be able to get it without it being $200. I know this because I dated someone who was a type 1 diabetic, type 2, type 1. She was the one that you couldn't control, like it was passed down from her genetics. Moving on. Democracy. I should actually. I'm gonna open up a new tab for that. I'm gonna touch base on democracy. I've put down the points of left-wing government. Today's left-wing government has been a little bit of extreme. What with Antifa, which is a bit contradictory. Movements like Black Lives Matter that say they're left-wing, and there's others like the LGBT community who proclaim that they're left-wing. Like I don't know really what else to say. Like I'm not thoroughly impressed. I think the moral statement of left wing is an amazing thing. For someone to care that much about other humans is great, and I do it all the time. And I donate to charity as much as I can, and I try to help my fellow businesses as much as I can. And I don't think that having a lack of moral compass should indicate whether you're left or right or up or down. But so far from what I've seen from the left-wing government is inflation, saying they're going to do moral things and then just like doing things that seem moral at first and then turn out to just be bad ideas. Yeah, so I'm not saying that it's all bad, and I'm not trying to convert anybody to left or right wing. I'm trying to be as center as I can, because that is what I am. Is I'm a centralist. I'm a central that leans more right. I do vote more right because I haven't seen anything that suggests that left could do that right can't. So, and this also this conversation also comes from, and it's a good segue to actually go into this, is that it just not too far, or not too far, not too long ago, we actually just had in Canada our leader of the Canadian Conservative government being changed. So we had. I am not getting her name wrong. Conservative Party of Canada, please. Thank you. No, I don't want the website. I want the wiki. Not to say that the Wikipedia is correct, but you know, sometimes it is. Where is she? Go all the way down. Okay, here we go. So far, we've only had 4 stapled in, like, right in there. People who, you know, ran our government for the Conservatives. Just saying. Excuse me. Oh, deputy leaders. Oh, I'm glad he's there. I was confused on what that person's job was. So we have leaders and deputy leaders, and this goes along with the feminism conversation that I had. That we had Candice Bergen, and she was the interim leader, just holding it because Aaron O'Toole decided to leave. Before him was Andrew Scheer, who I voted for, but unfortunately didn't get in because God knows why. But anyways, we had Candice, and now we have Pierre Bolivar, and I think he's gonna do great. He seems like a good guy who's just like, who's very very conscientious of Canada and what we need to do as a country. So, moving on from Conservative. So right-wing government is, from Wikipedia definition, right-wing politics are generally characterized by support for the view that certain social orders, hierarchies are inevitable, natural, normal, or desirable, typically supporting position of the natural law, economics, authority, and tradition. So, what I used to see it as, because I used to be an anarchist before, where I just didn't care, like chaos for all, but don't care. Very anti-nationalism, very more capitalism, very much Christians, or just the churches of, you know, whatever God-given right that they have. And they were for, monarchy in the French Revolution. Yeah, there has been some controversies with the right-wing government as far as Germany goes, because there was a party in Germany that started out to be right-wing, and then they became very fascist, and it went left really quick into dictatorship. And again, it starts with good and sometimes ends bad. And this isn't anything against, like, if you're a central left, fine. Just don't piss on my shoe when I tell you that I am central right. Just because I really want low taxes and I don't want to have to pay for anybody's shit, that doesn't mean that you gotta piss on my shoe. Because, yeah. So there is like differences between old left and right and new left and right. But essentially what it comes down to is left and right governments are in place so that way we have essentially what is known as a democracy. So democracy is a form of government in which the people have authority to deliberate and decide legislation. So it is not like dictatorship where somebody else is deciding, and I don't want to list off the countries. I know somebody before on the feminist video, bringing that up again, they commented that they were from a country which I believe, without saying the country, this is a brand new computer and yet it is running slow. Do not like overload your computer with shit, right? The fuck is this? Speaking of computer doing things, semi-presidential republic. So yeah, these guys are getting a little bit better, but overall, beautiful people though. Maybe I'm wrong about these guys. Anyways, semi-presidential. So there is wiggle room for somebody. I know there are some countries where they decide they're look, so North America. Let's use North America and Europe, some parts of Europe, some parts, such as England, where they ask the people for who they think is fit to run the country based on their credentials and what they say, what they promise. So, do I think that that is the best case scenario? No. Like, you're basically a coin flip away from having disaster. We've experienced that in Canada for the past God knows how many years. I just want my inflation to go down. God, I don't even know why I fucking opened this. I don't want to open this. Look. So, essentially, a democracy runs on for the people. So, people get to vote on who you put in charge. And you cannot bitch about who gets in charge if your person gets in. If your person doesn't get in, what you should do, suck it up and wait for the next election, which in America, I think that's 4 years, 8 in total, if, thought I said a spider, 8 in total, and then Canada, Because I know we just had an election not too long ago. In Canadian elections, just garbage. Just complete garbage. Wait. What's this? Okay. Don't know who these people are. Oh, good. Leslyn Lewis. She looks like she's gonna be good. Cool. Cool. Anyways, so the elections in Canada. Sorry, I was gawking at the Conservative leaders. Yeah, you need to be 18 in order to vote. I didn't know that. I thought you had to be 19. I didn't vote until I was like 24, 25, because I didn't care. Every 5 years. Okay, so, yeah. So, we just had a thing in September of 2021, and now we do it in 2025. Why is ours so late? Where I live. Anyways, so, yeah, so, you know, Canada has it every 5 years. Technically every 4, but we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into the maths. And America has it every 4 years. So the difference being is that Canada will keep on having the same leader until he is voted out. At least that is what I was told. But I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong in this. What it probably is that you're only allowed to spend about 2 terms or 10 years, and then you're voted out. But the same party can be a part of. So it's just like America, just different because we have more years. But overall, I don't see. I see that as like the best case scenario is that you vote for this person. And if you didn't vote for the person who won, then just, you know, deal with it. You have another 4 years. Who knows, maybe this person can do really good. And I will say that I'm grudgingly holding it against America because they had someone who was doing really well. I was looking at the economic as a Canadian looking into America going, what the hell is going on here, guys? You didn't fucking have an issue until 2020 hit, and then all of a sudden, like, your shit was getting destroyed by fucking people on the opposite side. So, you know? You're always going to have those people who are just like, oh, the election was fixed. And so be it. Some people are going to say that. There are going to be some people who, think that your, within your country, your elections are rigged, or your elections are fixed. And honestly, that's not uncommon. So with Canadians, why is it when I click that I see the Swedish flag? What the fuck's going on here? And why is Liberal there? Okay. So that's a thing. Anyways, yeah. So looking at these, looking at everything that I'm looking at, it really comes down to, you know, find what is gonna work. Don't just base everything on what family says. By all means, that I didn't. Well, one side of the family. And you shouldn't base it on, like, if you're a Christian, oh, I'm a Christian, I should vote conservative. No, maybe your moral compass goes into the left. And as much as I do want the people that I vote for to win, sometimes it just comes down to just, you know, being, because there's more drowned out, and I could go on and on about this, but it really comes down to, like, I'm for being libertarian, essentially, and I believe that libertarian, not to be confused with a librarian. You'll find libertarians like, and a lot of them happen to be conservative. Libertarians being Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson. Libertarian, from French of libertaire. I don't know French or Latin, which it all essentially means freedom. There's a political philosophy that upholds liberty as a core value. So liberty being, hey, you know, fine, you're elected as prime minister, president, whatever you want, whatever you want to call yourself. But that land over there, I bought that land. You have no say on what I do with my land. You have no moral compass or value over anything that I own. I just bought a truck. That is my fucking truck. Do not tax me on it. That is my fucking truck. That kind of thing. What is mine is mine. And I shouldn't be taxed for something that I paid hard-earned money for. Like, you want to tax me on the insurance? Fine. Whatever. I'm driving on your roads. Therefore, you can do that. However, you're not taxing me on my vehicle that I just bought. If I don't have any more payments at the dealership, you don't have a say on what I do with the vehicle. However, you do have a say what I do with the vehicle if I put it on the road and I insure it. So that kind of, you know, that's that nice little balance. Oh, excuse me. So that kind of goes along with libertarian, a free market of capitalists, a free market economy kind of has that, where kind of, you know, goes along with it, but I prefer more so capitalism. But anyways, I'm a libertarian, which is basically, don't touch my shit. You're not taxing me on my land. Fuck off. And because yeah, I 100% actually want to say that, like, if I bought something with my money that I earned doing shit, like I'm a salesman through and through. I sell things. I sell supplements, in fact, workout supplements. If I take all the money that I earned selling supplements to people who want to go work out and do whatever they want to do, giving people the freedom and the vitamins and nutrients that they need, then I should reward myself with buying a house with property and land and all that. I should be able to do that without having the government tell me, oh, you can't do that. Well, bitch, I did. And I can. Because I can. Because I want to. I also don't believe in raising taxes and raising minimum wage, but that is another story. But the other thing I must say is that when you entrust the government over morality, it's never good. It's shown so many times within Roe v. Wade and the abortion thing, and like I'm neither for and against abortion. I just don't want to pay for somebody else's fucking abortion when I didn't do anything about it. But by all means, if you want to get an abortion, you go get an abortion. I'm just saying. And that's kind of what it comes down to with libertarian. I don't care what you do with your life, as long as you don't give shit about what I do with mine. It's the freedom. But at the same time, I do believe that some people need help. Some people need to have some people need structure, and some people do need to be accountable, and some people, like as in America it's called welfare, but in Canada it's called social assistance, and some people are on those kind of a program, and sometimes they need help to get back on their feet, and that's completely fine. What I don't like about it is that some people get way too comfortable in it. It's not there to make you comfortable. It's there to help you until you get back on your feet. It's not it's not something for you to just sit there on. If you're sitting on there, sign up for disability. But your disability shouldn't come down to, I'm fat. Being fat is not a disability. It is a sign of laziness. And this also comes down to, yes, if you're thick, if you're a little bit thicker because of genetics or whatever reason, you like to have a piece of cheesecake after dinner. That's fine. That is 100% fine. I love cheesecake. I would eat it all the time if it wasn't so goddamn expensive. And I love to indulge myself. And I personally don't personally drink, so I use food. Having the world record of eating as much McDonald's as you possibly can should not qualify you for disability. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry, because this needs to be said. The Canadian and American government is having to shell out hundreds of thousands of billions of dollars just so you can sit on your fat ass and eat your fucking McDonald's. And it's gross. It's absolutely gross. But, like, I've seen people who are also on disability, who have mental issues, or, they're just trying to get back on their feet, and they work full-time jobs. There's no excuse. The Canadian and American government need more people who are like that, who can, who want to provide for themselves rather than sit there, tail between their legs, thumb up their ass. And I think it's absolutely appalling that people choose to go through this communistic, Marxist, nihilistic point of view, that they think that, oh, because I'm not important, that I should give my everything to a governing body that does not give a shit about me. Because some of them do. Some of them really do, and they want to see us succeed. But for some reason, we just don't end up doing that. And don't get me wrong, there are some people who get the short end of the stick. I've been there. I've done it. I've had the short end of the stick multiple times. And don't get me wrong. Hypocritically, I have made excuses for myself. But as I am right now, the different person that I am, I don't see a core value of you sticking fucking chemicals in your nose to live off of the government for money. It does not make sense to me. There are people with kids who are just lazy, and it's disgusting, and it hurts my soul to think that there are people who are like, we need to save Ukraine, but we can't even save ourselves. And they don't even know actually what's going on. They just believe everything they see on, and I'm sorry to say this, but CNN and Fox, you guys keep on pointing the finger at each other and saying that you're different, but you're really not. You're not different at all. You're just pointing the finger. Yes, one does tell more truth than the other one, but let's be realistic. When we're sitting there pointing the finger at each other, making jokes at the other's expense, how does that make us different? What point does it make us different at all? Anyways. This video better get a lot of views and a lot of likes. Because honestly, like, and this is coming from someone who's very much like, oh, I've been on the left side, I've been on the right side, and I really don't see a difference in either one. So you can choose for yourself. Personally, I'd rather see people go libertarian like me. But I'm not here to control you. I'm just here to give you the facts. I'm here to tell you a entertaining way, whether it's that rant, it's sitting here joking with you, giving you perspective of what is going on. I'm not necessary. I want to be the comic relief all the time, but I can't. Going into subjects like politics, it's difficult. And you know what? I was gonna do an episode about religion. Nobody really. I'll do it right now, right here. Religion, a belief and worship of superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods. I'm Norse, so gods for me. But your religion is your belief system. Nobody actually knows what happens when we die. And if you do, that's a miracle of divinity. I saw the word divinity. I never really wanted to use it. Look, again, religion and political belief, most controversial ones. but it's because you can choose which path you want. And it doesn't really matter. I don't give a fuck. In all, and this is, and I'm using the word religion as in your belief system, as it's intended. And I know a lot of people say, I'm not religious. Well, being not religious is being religious, because that is your belief system. Instead of thinking of religion as like Christian, Catholic, and whatever, Islamic, Jewish. Religion is based on your belief system. So choose the one that is best suited for you. You want to believe in God, believe in God. Have the moral high power. You want to be Islamic, be Islamic. I don't know anything about Islam. And I'll admit it. I'll admit this. There's a lot of things that I do not know about, which is why I try not to touch base on them. I do want to say, the one fucking thing that I can't stand is when people call it mythology. The Norse religion is still around. It's not a myth, and it's not mythology. It is what we believe. A traditional story of historical events unfold of the worldview, person or thing having imaginary or unfavorable existence, and a metaphor for spiritual potential in human beings. Still don't like the word mythology. Anyways, so a lot of religions are more or less just bases of theories. Using Christians for examples. It's a theory that God exists, that there's a God named Jehovah, and he exists, and we go to heaven, and everything's hunky-dory at the end. I think that is what we wish for, and that's what I wish for. But I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you for coming to the Peters Podcast. If you want premium beard care products, go to the description down below, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.